So you've got yourself the Baofeng UV-5R Mini, and you're asking yourself, can I do more than just talk and listen with this? Today, I'm gonna show you that you can actually use this for more. We're gonna set this up to do APRS. We're gonna use something called DigiPi. Now, I'm actually gonna set this up for portable operations. So in other words, it's gonna be the radio and a few other little components, and I'm gonna be able to take this outside of my QTH and use it for APRS and other things. So the first thing that we're gonna show you is we're gonna show you the components that we need to do this. Stick around because, well, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. One of the first items that you're gonna need is a Raspberry Pi. Now I'm using a Raspberry Pi 02W and it's already in the case. If you do have another Raspberry Pi sitting around, you can use one. You're gonna need an HT with K-plugs. You'll see why in a second. And this, in its case, is the AIOC, or the all-in-one cable. Plugs into there, the USB-C. On the Raspberry Pi, this first one, all the way towards this end, that's your power. That's your actual data, or your whatever you want to call it. And that's a mini HDMI, the all-in-one cable made by NA6D. I will leave a link for this. And this is gonna plug right into your HT, just like that. You're also gonna need a couple cables for this. So this one, I'm gonna put in the, I call it the data port. You're gonna need one, and these are micro USB, so you're gonna need two of those. This one's gonna go in the power one. I have this adapter, which is then gonna take it to a USB-C, and the USB-C will then plug into the AIOC. I'll also show you a little bit of a different setup for this. One thing that I'm going to be using is this Anchor Power Distribution PD. They call this the Power Core 13,000. This is going to power the Raspberry Pi Zero. You're also going to need a SD micro. I'm just using a 16 gigabit one that I had laying around, adapter to plug this into the computer. You're going to need some kind of interface to go from the DigiPi to the web. You're going to need a tablet, a smartphone that has a hotspot. Boom. One optional thing here, I have this adapter cable, this K adapter cable. So what I can do with this is I could plug this into the radio. I can plug the AIOC into this cable to play with. And it's also, I think it's a little bit less stress on these leads that are just soldered in on the board there. Another thing that you're also going to need are some ferrites, and you're going to be using these on these cables coming out from the Raspberry Pi for both the data and for the power. I'll see you over at the computer.
Okay, so let me show you guys a couple things here. So this is Craig's channel, KM6LYW. This is really the heart of DigiPi right here because he's a dude that makes it. So in one video that I wanted to just highlight here real quick is this one right here called Got Packet, packet radio coverage in your area. I would say before you even go any further, watch this video and see what you have available in your area. Because like me, I am literally right at the edge of the bubble of APRS coverage. Love the bumper music. Another good channel for you guys to check out is KM4ACK, especially if you want to get into APRS. So we're over here at digipi.org. So this is going to be kind of the launching pad for getting DigiPi. Now, you do have to be a Patreon in order to download and get the password for DigiPi. After you do that, he's got listed down here all the different things that you could do with DigiPi. Down towards the bottom here, he also gives you kind of a shopping list of different things that you're going to need, especially based on the type of radio that you're going to be using. Talks about the initialization, and he's also got a very good video that again walks you through all this also. Here is some of the community help. He's got Discord, a Google Groups that's helped me out, little screenshots, different little pictures of his builds and stuff like that. So once you have DigiPi downloaded, it's going to look like this. DigiPi 2.0-1. You do not need to extract this. You can leave this just like that. We have DigiPi downloaded to our computer. So now we're going to use Balena Etcher. We're going to flash this onto our micro SD card. So what you want to do is we're going to flash from file. This is DigiPi 2.0.01. We're going to select the target. In my instance, it's coming up as a D file, which is the SD card. Okay, so select one and flash. Yes. Okay, so that might take a minute or two. As you can see, flash completed. Our next step is going to be to put the DigiPi with the SD card onto the Raspberry Pi and initialize it. We'll catch you in a minute.
We've got the SD card with DigiPi loaded onto it. You're gonna go ahead and put that in your Raspberry Pi and power it up. At this point, what you're gonna have to do is a few steps. There's nobody really better to do this than Craig, KM6LYW, the creator of DigiPi. So I'm going to link his video, which walks you through the steps of initialization, Wi-Fi setup, and everything else. Pretty much will get you off to the races. But one thing I just wanted to make a quick little note about here. Since we are setting this up for a hotspot, if you're going to do the same thing, remember that your Wi-Fi is going to be set to that hotspot's SSID and the password. It's not going to be set to your home Wi-Fi unless you want that. Just a little pro tip here. If you mess up anything in the initialization or the Wi-Fi or anything else like that, it's really, you're just better off to just reflash it onto the SD card again and just start over that way. Just take it from somebody that learned, me. Next step, we're gonna take this thing out and we are going to see if it works. Stand by. Okay, so we're at the park. We are in a good area to get APRS. I know that from before. I'm gonna get everything hooked up. I'm gonna show you guys what we got, and then, well, fingers crossed, hopefully this works. Stay tuned. So this is my setup that I've got for the antenna. I will put a link to this in the description. And this is actually, you can see the adapters there, but this is actually a BNC connector right there. I'll show it in a second. So you can actually take this and like put on a signal stick or something like that. Now I happen to have this antenna, and this is a ground independent antenna that Comet just put out. This is the GI-190, and this will actually be going on Betty White, more for a semi-permanent installation. There's the connector, and then this is a signal stick, BNC male on there. You can see female like that, and you can also put on a antenna like the signal stick. Now, just a heads up, that Comet antenna that I just had, I did not drive with that hooked up, okay? A small antenna, lightweight antenna like this, you could drive with this no problem. But that bigger antenna with all the adapters, I would not suggest driving with that. Okay, so I'm just gonna film this with my phone just to kind of show you guys this improvised setup here. UV-5R Mini, got the antenna, then it connects to the AIOC right there. We got DigiPi up and going because it is powered by that power bank. Then we're gonna switch over to the tablet. So let's pull this up. Okay, cool. We are connected and everything looks good. Let's turn on the APRS TNC iGate. Give that a second, and it'll show it on the screen on your Raspberry Pi. It'll say DigiPi TNC. Oh, and we're already picking up somebody. Nice. That's pretty cool. All right, and then let's do web chat, APRS web chat. Let's enable that. Okay, and then what you want to do is you're going to scroll down towards the bottom here, and you're going to hit where it says web chat. Should pull up another screen. Fingers crossed, everybody. Let's try a text message. So SMS, wide 121, and let's go. You got to put at and then the phone number. Yes, I will blur that out. And we're just going to put test on DigiPi portable. Oh, and before that, what I always like to do is I hit the send position, and we should see your radio should then transmit. Okay, and we just transmitted. So, all right, let's try to send the message. Send. Let me grab my phone here. I don't know if I can get it focused to see you, but yep, it just came through on the bottom there. Test DigiPi portable. That's pretty cool. It worked. I'm pretty happy. Just like Hannibal used to say on the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together. I forgot one thing here. I just sent a message back to me, which is on the second line there. I'll blur it out because I forgot. People get offended. Okay, catch y'all in a minute. Thank you all for joining me on this little adventure. Sorry that the camera is not too stable here. I've got another Raspberry Pi sitting at home, and I actually might use that and set up another DigiPi setup, but that one is going to use a DigiRig going into one of the older Yaesu mobile radios that I have at home. That'll be another one that I'll test the waters with. I'll try to leave everything in the description. Please check out Craig's channel, KM6LYW. Really cool to talk to also. Yeah, don't forget, if you got anything from this, please give me the usual like, subscribe, share with anybody. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions about this, or if I missed something that you're looking to find a link to. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you and correct that as soon as I can. All right, everybody. 73. Peace.